Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today we review Porkchop, the other white meat.
This is a Razor Sharp Studios film based in the 1980s where a group of campers is stalked by a deranged redneck killer in a pig mask. Now, what do we like in this film?
I liked that we saw boobs in the first 2 minutes, as well as a solid practical head split, but also those awesome boobs in the first few minutes.
Fantastic.
The boobs are fantastic. That was a good start.
The combo of Richard and his robot. This robot has underlying motives, and I know it's to fuck women. One of the things that I liked in this movie was a robot fucking a woman.
Going off of another buddy duo that I enjoyed in this movie is the convenience store clerks. I found them to be absolutely hilarious. And the fact that most of their skits were just one take, that's a lot of lines to remember. I don't know if it was improvised or if they actually memorized all their lines, but there was 2 moments where they were on the screen for over a minute without any cuts, and they didn't break character, which was awesome.
You know what I say? Is it safe to dance?
I think my favorite part of it all, it was so minuscule, but I have to say, just before they head out to the camp.
Yeah!
That guy who was playing the newscaster was funny.
Camp Wood is definitely not safe.
The whole cast had their moments, and there's a lot of comedy sprinkled within this film.
I think I like Porkchop, actually. Porkchop, self-explanatory. A big porky dude in a porky pig mask.
I liked Ian. He was a foreign exchange student from Britain. And he was just calling girls birds and saying hilarious things that Brits say.
Because it's better than sitting around that house all day long with your creepy braces wearing little sis staring at me while I sleep.
I also liked Courtney and Rachel's characters. Personalities, not so much. They were a little hilarious and over the top, but they definitely looked good on screen.
Yeah, the women were fucking spot on. They were fit birds.
So what are our favorite kills?
Mine goes to Elron. Porkchop comes over, chops him up, pushes him over, jumps down, and beats him senselessly into pieces. I liked it because it was hilarious. Not every kill needs to have the gore in it. When you have a robot death, it's just funny.
My favorite kill was Mike's death. Mike just kind of got bonked over the head with a croquet mallet, got tent pegs smashed through his hand, which was nice because it was a practical effect, and then hit him in the face with a croquet ball, but it didn't really show anything, nor did it really have an impact. And then he just finishes off his head with the croquet mallet, just smashing it to bits.
My favorite scene involves Courtney, where she tries to run away from Porkchop, and she's climbing up a tree, and she gets chainsawed from below into her uterus. You would think she would move away from it, but she was bobbing up and down like a fishing lure. We discussed our likes. How about our dislikes?
I didn't like some of the long shots that they had. I think a 2.5 minute song played and they just had establishing shots of them traveling. I don't know why they did that. They did it for a few scenes.
Normally I'll let a few things slide, but the only thing I didn't like was the inconsistency of the lighting. Some of the scenes with the timeline when they were cutting to Elron out in the woods and then back to everyone at the camps, it just didn't make any sense because he was daytime lit and everyone else was nighttime lit.
The opening credits, there's a film of slaughters of actual pigs and stuff that happen in real life. I don't know. I didn't like it too much. It's torturous.
Another big thing was the audio and the inconsistency of the audio. In some scenes we had absolute silence, which is a big no-no when it comes to indie filmmaking because you need to have some kind of room tone. Whatever generator or whatever they had at the campsite, you could hear that throughout the entire film.
Oh well, more for me.
They could have touched these spots up, but I mean, when you have shoddy audio, you have to do your best, I guess.
Now it's time for our final thoughts and ratings.
I knew this was going to be the lowest of the low budgets and the B-est of the B movies. It surprised me. I got to see some really cool practical effects, I got to see some boobies, and I got to laugh a lot. I really ended up enjoying this movie. That being said, I'm going to give this movie 3 tickets to Browntown out of 5.
Going down to Browntown.
Is that me in the butt?
Being a micro-budget film, I thought this was decent. There were a lot of problems, but there were also some nice use of practical effects, and they used jokes to make sure that everything went pretty smoothly throughout the film. They knew that they were a shitty movie, I think. The women were beautiful, and the characters were funny. So I'm gonna give this movie 3 midget baby stompings out of 5.
I don't do babysitting.
When it comes to B movies, I like women, I like boobs, I like deaths, and they covered them pretty decent in those categories. Everything else, meh. But I would have to say I give this film 2 stirring creatures out of 5.
The creature stirs.
That's what we thought about the film. Let us know if you've seen it in the comments below. Like this video, sub to the channel to stay up to date with awesome horror reviews, and make sure you play a game of What Would You Do for this movie. Tweet at us at bloodbath_TV.